Hey yo everybody, it's Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. We have a big one in store for today with Steamville, created by Knorriepower, an expert in this community, and here they say. Hey Johnny and others, thanks for viewing my creation. Steamville is a steampunk themed area with multi-launch coaster weaving throughout the city. When I started building this themed area, I first wanted to build an entire park and submit that. My plan was to make a full 8 themed area, but of piece count and the time it took to build just one area, I decided to upload this as a coaster spotlight instead. This is the first area that was finished. I hope to finish the other areas soon. I hope you like it. The planned themed areas with the main attractions were the following: a Main Street and Neo Tokyo, a futuristic sci-fi, a Chinatown or Thailand themed area, Italy, spooky, Jurassic Park, and steampunk, which we are probably looking at here. Wow. Well, now I really want to see this being finished. As you can see from the B-roll, the background footage, this is one of the most intricate, crazy steampunk coasters ever featured in the history of this channel. I mean, it is astonishing the level of detail put into this. Now, if you end up having the heart to finish some of the park, I would probably cut the Jurassic Park, to be honest. I think if you're going to do Jurassic Park, you should just focus on that being a Jurassic Park. But I do like the idea of adding in the Neo Tokyo, the futuristic, and then the steampunk and Main Street. So I would probably cut out the China, the Italy, the Jurassic Park, and the spooky. Narrow your scope down from the 8 to just the 4, and then I think you have something kind of cohesive, giving you some vast different elements with the Neo Tokyo, sci-fi, steampunk, and Main Street. That would be my recommendation for a crazy build like this, and I now have a computer capable of handling whatever you send me, so I hope you finish one day. Anyways, with all that being said, why don't we go ride the coaster? All right, I kind of lost where the park entrance was. It says check-ins here, so this is the other end of the park. So I'm gonna just say it's safe to start here because there is nothing behind me beyond this point. And this is probably one of the most intricate coaster queues ever featured on this channel. Oh, here's the queue to the coaster, I think. Huh. I was gonna say, because it's basically a mini park, right? Oh, this might actually... There's the park entrance. I was close. Close enough. What I think is appropriate before we go down this queue is to walk around the steampunk city just a little bit, because these details are like nothing I've ever seen before. Steampunk is not native to Planet Coaster. In other words, there are no steampunk assets in the game. I mean, there are like copper pipes. Wait, this might be a dueling coaster, or unless I'm gonna go down this queue and see what's going on down here. Oh, it's a whirly rig. All right. So there are rides in this area. So this was intended, as they mentioned in there, and there's a carousel in here. Went down an exit. I know. I'm poking. And, yeah, it was intended to be a theme park, so obviously there are rides included, and it is a fully traversable area. Basically a mini park spotlight at this point, but with a coaster like nothing we've ever seen. This is what I love to see from a coaster spotlight. Park files, all set up. Let me walk around, let me explore a little bit. And then we get to have the grand finale, a really, really top of the line, 10 out of 10 coaster creation. And this one does not look like it is slouching by any means. Just look at this. Imagine seeing a whole park to this level of detail. Knorriepower, you're an absolute rock star. And I don't know when this was submitted. I can actually probably take a peek. 2020. Oh, it's recent. August 12th. August 12th of 2023. So, hopefully you get inspired to finish it. I think the advice that I gave at the top of the video is pretty good advice in terms of, like, you know, shrinking your scope. I love the idea that you want to do Jurassic Park. I would definitely take a look at what we recently featured with the Jeff Goldblum theme park, as there was a Jurassic Park area in that part of the park that I thought was the best. Oh my god, I went up the exit. There were people walking up and down. See? There's... I got baited. Did we break the record? I think so. I think that counts. Oh gosh. I only made it like a dozen episodes. Oh, well, that just happened. Awkward. But what I was saying is, take a look at the Jeff Goldblum park, because they did... Trooper Matthew, in particular, created one of the best Jurassic Park areas I've ever seen in any park. And one of the things I talked about was, I think Jurassic Parks should be all on their own. Because everybody keeps doing like little Jurassic Park areas within their parks, or they'll just submit me a little Jurassic Park. Nobody's made a Jurassic Park, ever. Ever. Like a full-fledged, end-to-end, multiple rides, 10-plus coasters, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's never been done. So whenever someone includes a Jurassic Park area in their park, it's just a tease to me, and I'm kind of over it. But I think what you got going on here is an eye for detail. You know how to do steampunk, which would apply very well to futuristic and the sci-fi, what'd you call it? Let me open this up. Neo Tokyo. I think focusing on like the city and futuristic and steampunk worlds so that it's all cohesive with like this kind of extravagant detail is the way to go, in my opinion. So if you get inspired to finish the park, even though you said the park count's getting high, I'm running this at a buttersmooth 60 FPS right now. As we've recently tested out the limits of my new computer, it can handle end-to-end megaparks at 30 to 40 frames plus. So I'm pretty excited to see. I'm not looking forward to when I run into a park that my computer tanks on, because it'll make me very sad. But I am wanting to push it to its limits. So I know some builders that were getting like 10, 20 frames on their parks. I've been running them at 40 plus, which is very, very good for Planet Coaster. So throw it at me, Nori. Show me what you got. I am ready. Yeah, this is a pretty extravagant queue. Oh, that's fantastic with a pig. Love it. This is probably the longest queue walk in a coaster spotlight history. Not mad at it. There are also a lot of guests in this park. What do we have? 4,000 for one coaster. I gotta fly above them like a drone. Wow. All right. Well, hello. Are we there yet? Oh, lockers. We must be coming close. We must be close. I take that back. We're just getting started. My goodness. What is going on here? I think the queue is just as long as me walking around the entire park. All right, I am super stoked to see the results on this here ride. Let's take a look at what's happening to my mouse. Okay, ride stats: 2 kilometers in length, durations 150 seconds, 70 miles per hour, 12 airtime counts, 5 seconds of airtime, 9 inversions. Good googly moogly. We are in for a treat here. We're gonna kick things off with the daytime POV, and we're gonna also start with the track view. Enjoy the ride, everybody. good googly moogly. Visual overload. That felt longer than it actually is. She said, oh my god. There was so much visuals going into my brain. Just an overwhelming amount of processing going on. That felt like a lot longer than 150 seconds. My god. That is incredible. Okay, we definitely want to give this a ride at night. And I want to see a few other... I want to see at least one more perspective. I don't think cinematic will work, but I gave you guys some pretty sick B-roll in the intro. So let's just do seat view at night, and then we'll do one more. Wow, the nighttime experience is just as good at the day, and they're like completely different experiences. I feel like I just rode a whole nother coaster. It's just completely two separate experiences, and I love that. It's a transformative experience when you go from day to night. And that is a sign of an amazing creation. I think we'll do, I'm gonna change the time of day to like 10 a.m. and maybe like the lighting will slightly shift. And then we'll also go look forward at the back. Ooh, I don't know if this, okay, no, it does drop it down. Yeah. We're gonna ride the back. I like seeing the people in front go putting their arms in the air and all that. Super fun. And this will be the last POV of the day. Let's go. Wow. One thing I'm really curious about is the number of trains running on this. 4. That's, well, yeah, I noticed that, and I think that was one of the things that impressed me the most about this creation, is the fact that it's not a dueling coaster, but there are a lot of interactions between the multiple trains. There are moments where we're hitting certain peaks and seeing the other coaster doing something similar across from us. That takes a lot of patience and technique to space out your block sections in a way that you can not only get 4 trains running simultaneously, but then you can add them to the perspective of each of the coasters so that you see those interactions, right? That is pretty impressive to me. It could be a happy accident, the way that that was all spaced out, that they just naturally have a lot of interactions because there are so many trains running on this simultaneously. But I find the whole thing just to be ridiculously impressive, and that was a ton of fun. Wow. I don't know what else to say. I'm pretty blown away. I'm pretty speechless. I think the creation spoke for itself. The level of detail and artistry gone into the actual mini park itself is just out of this world phenomenal. Really next level stuff. I'm really impressed by what I saw here. The queue was just ridiculous. Now, to that point, if you were to turn this into a park eventually, if that was your plan, I'm a little concerned about your queue being so long, because I think out of the 4,000 guests in this park, 2,000 of them are in that one queue. But it's not too much of a problem because my computer can handle it, but majority of the guests are going to be flocking to that coaster, and a large portion of them are taken up in the queue itself. It's a pretty smart idea to have them wrapping around the buildings and coming outside like the way you have done it, because it shows that the guests are kind of like everywhere, and I really like seeing like the density of the guests just like crowded on the streets. It's pretty cool. So a lot of like innovation in this episode from Knorriepower, an absolute legend. He's currently listed as an expert. I think someone deserves to give this man a master promotion off the back of this. Time to apply for that workshop or review, Knorrie, and I will be anticipating your next submission 100%. Wow, what did you guys think of Knorriepower's Steamville coaster creation here today? Throw your comments down below, and that is going to do it for us in today's episode of Coaster Spotlight. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.